Today's episode of Variant is brought to you by lynda.com.
Today on Variant, I cast the Flash movie. Welcome to Variant. We love comics more than Jessica Sopoulos loves saying have mercy. I'm your host, Arris. As most of you already know, we're supposed to be getting a Flash movie in 2016 and a Wonder Woman movie, which will both be tied into the Batman vs. Superman film and ultimately leading to a Justice League movie the following summer. And since I already did my casting for a Batman vs. Superman and the Justice League film, the Flash is up next. And being that he's one of my favorite superheroes, it's important to me that they get his movie right. So here's my 2 cents on the casting. Now, in every movie or story, you usually have 4 types of characters: a protagonist, which is the hero or main character, an antagonist, aka the villain, supporting character, and love interest. In the Dark Knight film, you have Batman as the hero, Joker as the villain, Alfred as a supporting character, and Rachel as the love interest. Now, you're probably like, Arris, why are you telling me all this? Well, the answer is quite simple. Because based on knowing that about how movies and stories are told in general, those are the character types I'm going to be casting for the Flash movie. So let's start with the supporting character. The character that makes the most sense for this role in the world of the Flash would be Captain Fry. Daryl Fry is the captain of the Central City Police and thus the boss of Barry Allen when Barry Allen isn't running around as the Flash. Fry also became the legal guardian to Barry Allen after his mother was killed and his father was put in prison. There's even a possibility that the good old captain had a relationship with Barry's mother, meaning they probably got it on. Got it on. So since he's such a big part of the Flash's alter ego, he needs to be in the movie, and I would cast none other than Ed Harris. He's a great actor, first of all, as proved in performances like The Rock, A Beautiful Mind, and Apollo 13, and so on. He also looks the part and could definitely give that authoritative performance, which of course any police captain would need, and he can come off very likable and endearing, so he's perfect all the way around. As for the Flash's love interest, Arris West, and yes, her last name does sound familiar because her nephew is Wally West, who, as most of us know, becomes the 3rd Flash. But if you want to hear me rant about that, watch the History of Flash episode I did a little while ago. But back to who I think should play Barry's sweet cheeks, and that would be Rachel McAdams. She's very pretty, first of all, just like how Arris West is in the comics, and she has that innocent girl next door yet sophisticated I could handle myself quality to her I think the character needs. Plus, I feel like she just needs to be in a superhero movie purely because I think she would do very well in one. And if she is cast, I would have 2 of my favorite actresses involved in the DC cinematic universe. The other one being Amy Adams, who's Lois Lane in the Man of Steel movie. Now let's get to what us comic fans are always concerned about with superhero movies, and that would be who are the villains going to be. Well, The Flash has a number of villains to choose from, but I've narrowed it down to 2 who I think would be a good way to kick off the Flash movies. The first one being Reverse Flash, aka Professor Zoom. He's the arch enemy of the Flash and the murderer of Barry Allen's mother. He's essentially evil Flash and wears a reverse colored Flash costume, and he's one of the best Flash villains in many people's opinion. Plus, can you imagine the fight between him and the Flash since they both have super speed? It would be insane. So he would be a great choice for a villain in the Flash film. But who would I cast as Reverse Flash? That is the question I'm about to answer. I would go with Matthew Good. He's no stranger to the DC universe as he played Ozymandias in the Watchmen movie, which he did a fantastic job with. He's great at being cynical and evil. In short, he's just a really good bad guy. Plus, he looked pretty cool in the Ozymandias costume, so he would probably look really cool in the Reverse Flash costume. And my second choice would be Captain Cold. He's another one of the Flash's most popular villains, and he was the 3rd villain ever to face off with Barry Allen in Showcase issue 8. What I think would make Captain Cold so awesome in this movie is that he's a villain with his own moral code. He only kills for 2 reasons: when it's a kill or be killed situation, or when he's out for revenge. So seeing the contrast and conflict with that on the big screen would be great. He's also just a downright cool villain, and unlike the Captain Cold of old, where he needs a gun to create ice blasts, in his New 52 interpretation, he can create and manipulate ice on his own like Iceman from the X-Men. So seeing all the VFX with the ice being shot from his arms and whatnot would be awesome. But back to casting, I would choose Sam Worthington for Captain Cold. He's been in big blockbuster larger-than-life films before, and he's a good actor. Although he usually plays good guys or the hero, I think he would make a great villain. And he has that proper yet intense demeanor about him that would be great for Captain Cold. As for the Speed Force speedster himself, I'm sticking with my original pick for my casting of the Justice League episode, and that would be none other than Chris Pine. Chris Pine is a great actor and very likable on screen. I think we could all agree he's doing a great job playing Captain Kirk in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek franchise. So seeing how he is in those films and even in more serious roles like his role in Carriers, I think he would definitely get the job done, and well at that. His demeanor would be a great fit for Barry Allen Flash, since he's funny yet serious. Those of you who read Flash in the comics know what I am talking about. And as a bonus, he looks a lot like Barry Allen from the comics already. And much like Chris Evans was a perfect role for Captain America and Robert Downey Jr. was perfect for Iron Man, I think Chris Pine would be perfect for the Flash. But those are just my personal picks and ideas, so leave who you would want to cast or what villains you would want to see in the comment section down below. Lynda.com is an online learning company with more than 77,000 video tutorials that teach software, creative, and business skills. Memberships start at $25 a month and provide an unlimited 24/7 access to top quality video courses taught by expert instructors with real-world experience. Learn anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace, from bite-sized tutorials to comprehensive courses in web design, programming design, photography, business, audio and video, 3D, and animation. And you can learn on the go with their optimized mobile site or free iPhone and iPad app for members. Try Lynda.com free for 7 days by visiting lynda.com/variant. First up, for November 27th, we have Superior Spider-Man issue 22. This is the first issue in the Darkest Hour storyline. Flash Thompson, the secret Avenger known as Venom, is back in town for his first run-in with the Superior Spider-Man. Now we have Thief of Thieves issue 18. This is a great series written by writer of The Walking Dead and writer of Invincible, Robert Kirkman. Definitely a comic worth checking out. Now we have Five Ghosts issue 7. It's Lost Coastlines Part 1. A whole new storyline begins with this pulp fiction adventure comic. Next, we have Talon issue 13. Sebastian Clarke's endgame for the Court of Owls is unleashed upon Gotham City, with thousands of lives in the balance. And finally, we have Damian, Son of Batman issue 2. Damian Wayne faces the most important decision of his adult life after a dangerous confrontation with someone dear to him, plus a soul-searching journey into the madness of Arkham Asylum. Well, that brings another episode of Variant to a close, but as always, you can like our Variant Facebook page to keep up with the show and all things comic related. You can also follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Arris_Quinones. But that brings this week to a close, and I'll see you guys next week when I talk about all things comics. An antagonist, aka the villain, captain of the Central City Police.